3v3 Typhon Arena. Blue team, we have RAZBEG, which is apparently how you say this word, kind of. Plays a grown-up brother captain durable commander that walks through cover and cannot be suppressed. Very good offense and support fights in melee combat. Not the most Grey Knight scheme ever, but at least it's not bright pink and yellow and stuff. Alongside, classy brother captain David is an Imperial Fists Apothecary support commander that fights in a melee combat by default, begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura, and rounded off the blue team is Cultured Boy playing a Force commander. Very good offense, fights in melee combat, taking some shots there, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Triple Eldar up against them. It's SuperHooper as a Warp Spider Exarch teleporting commander that fights range combat, really good for capping and harassing with some nasty crowd control later on. Teleport, go on. You know you want to, there we go. Phoenix alongside, where has he gone? An Eldar Warlock, melee commander with awesome disruption and mobility, can also tank damage pretty well. Has some offensive spells, chasing down some scouts. And rounding off the red team is Boom, playing a Farseer support commander that fights in melee combat with some awesome buffs, debuffs and crowd control. And it's all kicking off very, very quickly, which gives me the perfect opportunity to show you the new improved slow-mo script by Myrodal. Now shows you the health bars and unit decorators, so we can more immediately see how the engagement's going. Banshees tearing stuff apart, trying to finish off the Apothecary, but can't quite manage it and are forced off. Apothecary healing himself, but will be forced to retreat. Tactical Marines again chased down. This is going to be really nasty actually, because the Warlock can get channeling runes and the Farseer can get her Spirit Stones and Fortune, so we might see some epic Howling Banshees play here. It's all about obviously getting them into melee combat, and the Warlock and the Farseer both have some very easy to use ways to do that. The Warp Spirit Exarch can use his mass teleport to do it. A bit more tricky to do it well in a way, but these guys just have one-click buffs. And yeah, Eldar doing very well first engagement, mainly because of those Banshees. Down goes the Force commander. I think it was Boom. Yeah, Boom lost a few models off his Banshees, but they survived fine. Banshees for all three players. SuperHooper already has the aspect of Fleetness brother captain, doing some good damage there with his burst firing Stormbolter. Very tight burst. These Banshees are going to flank those Stormtroopers pretty badly here, are they? Down to 4 models. RAZBEG is not reacting, now he reacts. Let's see how they do on retreat. Smack, 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 smack. Take down 3 models in a second, literally. Awesome stuff. But they are forced off. You see them there jumping over obstacles. Warlock in retreat. We have some power harassment. Did they take a generator? They might have. They did do some damage to a node, so there might not have been another generator there. We have triple gens up on both the natural points for the Eldar, and they have capped and are now noding, in fact, the contested northeast corner power. Shuriken cannon as well. Surely we're going to see some purification vials from this Apothecary. Will go a long way, I think, to deterring these Banshees from just having free reign. We do have shotgun scouts up by Cultured Boy. We might see some as well from classy brother captain David. They've both gone for Assault Marines. That's a big play. Does he get purification rights instead? Purification rights, of course, are due to get a small buff in an upcoming update. If you check the forums out, you can see Keltos, lead designer, has posted his plans for a future update. Banshees jumping through the trees there to get away. Never seen that before. Double Assault Marines. This is a real game changer. Can they just bully the puny little Eldar around? Banshees, of course, will be the masters of counter initiation there. They also have 2 melee commanders to deal with, of course. The Farseer is no slouch in combat if she gets her Doombringer, and we'll be able to debuff those Assault Marines quite nastily. She's put guide on these Banshees, but it's worn off already, and they were disrupted for that whole time. Rangers are up. We're going to get some really cool engages, I think, in this area of the map. Double Assault Marines and double Banshees. We have Sanguine Chainsword up for the Apothecary. Such an awesome tier 1 weapon for the Apothecary, I think. So much more field presence with it. Can chase down stuff. Also increases his base DPS, of course. from his starter chainsword. Merciless Witchblade. Nobody was surprised about this choice from Phoenix. Can tie up or disrupt that Apothecary. Tying him up will also drain his energy because of that Merciless Witchblade effect. So Eldar will retake bottom. The Force Commander's still down there. He can heal him to revive him, but he won't get the XP for it. Interceptors on the field for the РАЗБЕГ to tie up these Rangers. Teleport infantry, so they have that instant jump which can spell doom for setup teams, especially in tier 2 when they get their Justicar and stuff. 386, 487, these guys no longer have their Nemesis focus, which buffed their melee damage and health, which made them into a pretty formidable jump squad. Strat squad trying to get into retreat path. Interceptors not choosing to engage there. Maybe a mistake, could have got 2 or 3 models off them. Eldar capping bottom. The Warlock levels to 2. He now has the Champion's Robe. Also Farseer has no war gear. Wow, was really expecting her to pile on the pieces of war gear. Doombringer, Ghost Helm, Spirit Stones, Fortune. None of it yet. In fact, Boom's going tier 2. Purgation squad suppressing these Dire Avengers with those incinerators. They're doing huge amounts of damage. SuperHooper, in fact, that is Phoenix's Dire Avengers who are wiped out there. There's the Purification Vials from the Apothecary. Assault Marines jumping in. Banshees too low on health to counter initiate them because of those vials. Wow, and because he has that Sanguine Chainsword, he can wade into melee a bit safer to get an optimal vials throw. Special attack from the Warlock. Assault Marines are forced off by the Shuriken Cannon. 382, 459. Farseer going after Tactical Marines. Force Command has been revived by the heal from the Apothecary and instantly retreats, but now at least he's back on his feet. I'm sure the Apothecary would have loved to have revived him traditionally and got all the XP for it. Tactical Marines with a Flamer. Really good versus units in garrisons, units in cover and structures. Banshees are one of the many tier 1 units that have flame resistant armor. I think they take 25% less damage from most flame weapons, much like Hormagaunts and Catachans and Heretics and Sluggers. Interceptors teleporting in, going straight after those Rangers, not after the Shuriken. He might not have known that it was there. Purgation will try and suppress them, but they in turn are suppressed. Well, here comes the Brother Captain using the other hammer, getting in amongst the Shuriken, and that's nice play. He did not switch targets, I don't think. Eldar sitting pretty at the bottom, bashing power as well, or at least pressuring it. Took down 1 generator, I think. Apothecary level 2, Force Commander level 1, going for his Thunderhammer in tier 2. Thunderhammer teleporter, I think, is what he wants down here. Warp Rex up with Power Blades up. Counter initiate with your Warp Rex up, why not? Purgation running away, having capped Red Team's natural victory point. Wraithguard on the field for Boom. Can be buffed with Guide, of course, which makes them even scarier. Short range artillery unit which suppress infantry with their weapons and deal heavy damage to everything. Look at the damage there. And that's without Guide. Wow. Banshee's getting into retreat path, but there's a heal from the Apothecary and he throws his vials. There's the levitation blade, but look at the damage the vials do to the Banshees when they stand in it. I don't think they should stand in it. Surely the Farseer is going to get the Spirit Stones to help with that. Surely. Can't believe she hasn't got it already. Goes for the Gravity Blade instead. Suppose it can be good versus the double Assault Marines and the 2 melee commanders, but I think Doombringer would have been more of an impact earlier on. 349, 421. But these are all preferential composition choices. None of those war gear choices are bad per se. Howling Banshees with their X up with her dual wielded sword, trying to finish off the Strat squad, but not quite able to do it. But they now catch the Purgation, and that's a bad play from РАЗБЕГ, not paying attention to his unit there, and they are forced off instantly without doing anything. And this brother captain is also going to be taken out by the Banshees, you would think. Interceptors teleporting in with that furious intervention teleport because they have their Justicar, and he just wiped out his own Dire Avenger squad with a grenade there. Banshees, can they finish off the brother captain without being taken out by the interceptors? They can't. They take down the brother captain, but they are whacked, and that wasn't worth it. You don't want to swap a commander kill for a squad in most situations. Grenade on the Shuriken, which is protected inexplicably by the shield. Razorback on the field for classy brother captain David. SuperHooper now struggling, just has Dire Avengers. Gets his Banshees again because he needs something to try and scare off the interceptors. Here comes a Wraith Lord. Smack. Here we see the Levitation Blade be amazing and make me look like a fool, saying he should have got a Doombringer instead. Takes out the Force Commander. And actually works really well with the Wraith Lord in there, smacking on stuff. And these guys are going to get caught in retreat by Howling Banshees. Ouch. They get away with 2 models. How? With like 90 hit points when they got away there, I think. Tactical Marines in fact, Stern Guard veterans trying to use their Hellfire rounds. Double Stern Guard veterans would be pretty decent. Cultured Boy lost his Assault Marines at some point, and he gets some Stern Guard veterans of his own. Wraith Lord getting smacks on the Force Commander. He has the Bright Lance loaded onto his shoulder there. SuperHooper killing some scouts and retakes top. Tier 3 though for РАЗБЕГ. Wraithguard still pottering around for boom, and he's gone tier 3 here. He's floating tons of wreck, in fact, so is Phoenix. And РАЗБЕГ has almost 700. He goes tier 3 and has enough red for a Land Raider Crusader, but blue team have no power income. But they have this farm, which gives them plus 29 because of the plus 10 default, and now they've taken this natural. But can they hold on to that north east one? SuperHooper just trying to bash it now, doesn't want to steal it because his team have had their 2 naturals quite solidly for the whole game. So he just wants to deny for the blue team. That furious intervention is just a massive engagement changer. Makes a huge difference, the fact that it's instant. Stern Guard veterans using their Kraken rounds against the Wraithguard, taking out a model. Vengeance rounds loaded into Cultured Boys. He should be using his Kraken bolts. 269, 401. Guardian Weapon team covering that VP quite nicely. There is the levitation field again, but the Farseer is going to go down this time. Hellfire rounds loaded in. Banshees though tying them up, and this is a massive engagement again. Wraith Lord going after the Assault Marines. An awesome special attack. Banshees are forced off, but there's still one Banshee squad in play, and that's a warp throw on nothing by the Warlock, and there's Purification Vials thrown. It will damage allies, but I think it does, is it flame damage or something every second, which heavy armor is pretty resistive against. It might be a different type of flame as well, so that the Banshees are not resistive to it, because they seem to take a lot of damage. But it might not be flame. I am guessing here. Not sure what kind of damage it does when it's on the ground. Force Commander chasing down Banshees, but they do get away. Wraith Lord has been a massive pain in the arse. No las cannons up. Cultured Boy going for a plasma cannon, which could be amazing, but could do some ridiculous friendly fire as well in this situation. Warlock forced to retreat, and retreats that way, which is fine for him, or is it? Because there are Grey Knights in retreat path, but they're not going to be able to do anything. It's just a strike squad and a purgation squad. Strike squad set to get some changes in the next update. They're going to get some Psybolt ammunition, which will be pretty cool, giving the Justicar plasma damage, I believe. And if you get that alongside a Psy Cannon, they're going to have some pretty decent ranged firepower in tier 2. Gives you some more options for your compositions for Grey Knights. Very good change, I think. They're going to lose their Nemesis focus though. 248, 390. Banshees forced off, suppressed by the Purgation squad. And walks Rex up, being annoying. What does he have? He has the enhanced warp jump generator now. Warlock fully kitted out. You saw that warp throw attempt earlier, which didn't do anything. And Spirit Stones are up from the Farseer. A really good tool to use when your enemies are throwing Purification Vials in your face. There's a Purification Vials right there. And here come some Dark Reapers on the field. Down goes the Razorback. Bright Lance finishing it off. Look at the vials are spreading all over the place. Banshee's just about getting away there. Warlock with an awesome leap onto the Force Commander. Merciless Strike. Didn't do a whole lot, and the Plasma Cannon Devastator is getting absolutely owned by the Banshees. They're tanking quite well here. Where is the Farseer? There she is. Has she used her Spirit Stones already? Surely she's going to use it here if she hasn't. She could have used it, and she should use it right now. It costs 80 energy. Where is that? What is it actually called again? Spiritual Rites. There we go. She's not used it. She's standing perfectly still. Now she's moving. Devastator is suppressing the Howling Banshees, and they're forced off. You see, if he healed them with Spirit Stones, he could have kept them in play there. I'm not sure why he didn't. Not sure why he's not healing right now, in fact. What's going on up here? Brother Captain chased off by Banshee's Seer Council on the field for SuperHooper. Now those Interceptors in a lot more trouble. Brother Captain with Blessed Aegis and the Unending Purge. Two really nice passive effects for him. Paladins on the field though. Red team continuing to control the bottom pretty well. And now SuperHooper has his natural back. Blue team still have a full power up here though, which is why they're not too bothered about rebuilding this one. Kicking off in the center of the map. Paladins moving in with their wrist mounted incinerator, and this thing is nasty. This thing is horrifically nasty. These guys with quite a lot of heavy melee DPS. They also have that health regeneration aura, much like an Apothecary does, which is pretty cool, supporting the rest of the Grey Knight infantry. Warlock level 4. Might see some nasty warp throw into disgusting stuff. Autark jumping in. Massive risk. What is she up to? She's forced off. Big shotgun blast. Beautifully timed there by Cultured Boy. Massive engagement again. There's the Purification Vials. He's hitting allied scouts with that. And this is a Seer Council squad forced off by those Purification Vials, continuing to do well. Continuing to do very well. Melter Bomb on the Wraithlord. What level is this guy? The Apothecary. He might be using combat stims on himself and then throwing it. I think he is. That's a pretty awesome play. 170, 376, double cap for the Eldar team. Paladins in amongst a bunch of Eldar Interceptors teleporting in. Level 3 Interceptors, almost level 4. Wow, doing really well. Can they throw their crack grenade and finish this Wraithlord off? Oh, they threw their psych out grenade. Why did they do that? It suppressed them. And the Wraithlord is able to get away safely. 153, 376. Force Commander needs to retreat. There we go. He does have the teleporter back and Artificer. Blue team though, retaking bottom. These Purification Vials, a massive pain in the arse. You'd think they could combat it quite well with Channeling Runes and Spiritual Rites and Fortune, but a Warlock doesn't have Channeling Runes, and I haven't seen the Farseer use the Spirit Stones heal yet. 153, 373, 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. 5 Prism on the field for Boom, and he is the player that does have the Seer Council. Might have called them in from the global bar. The Farseer can do that. And we have some purchased Seer Council from SuperHooper. Grey Knight Terminators now for RAZBEG. Double Devastators for classy brother Captain David. That is a very wise choice at this stage. A lot of players won't get Devastators or set up teams in general late game, especially new players that tend to want to get late game units in the late game. Sometimes it's not always the best option to do so. Set up teams in general scale very, very well. Fire Prism doing its thing. There's a warp throw chucking aside some purgation guys. They kept their incinerators, by the way. Wraith Guard caught in melee combat by a whole bunch of stuff. Why are they not running away? These are booms, and he's completely lost sight of them and loses them. 153, 349. Blue team on the comeback here, and it's because of these paladins kicking some ass. And he's supported bottom very well here, РАЗБЕГ. Not to mention these vials, of course. He's switched to the Anointed Power Axe now, so he can regain some energy a bit quicker, use his heal and his combat stims and his vials a bit more freely. Assault Marines with a Sergeant, of course. Grey Knight Terminators are on the field, and red team just lost a bunch of stuff. Boom, with just a Fire Prism and Dire Avengers. They are in trouble. We saw some Terminators there for Cultured Boy also. They have their heavy flamer, so that is so painful. If he can get Cleansing Flame, is it called? Yes, and a Vials from his teammate. Grey Knight Terminators shredding through Seer Counts who are forced off. Really nasty composition that РАЗБЕГ has. Interceptors, level 4 interceptors no less. Purgation with Incinerators still equipped, level 3. Paladins and Terminators. And the Nemesis Force Halberd up on his brother captain. I thought he was going to get the Nemesis Force Sword for that speed buff to his super heavy infantry, but I guess not. Plasma Cannon forced off. Autarch jumping in with his spear. And here come Howling Banshees. This is going to be quite an important push, I think. Last Cannon Predator shut down by the time field. Autarch forced off. That's the Cleansing Flame you see there from the Terminators. The Autarch does get away. 153, 319. Terminator's just teleporting back slightly there. Fire Prism kept at its maximum range, which is huge. I think 65 or something, which is how you want to use them in general. Interceptors teleporting back and away from trouble instead of into it, and now they teleport into trouble and meet some Seer Council and an Avatar, and they run the hell away, as you do. Strat Squad finish the cap and run away. There we go, nicely done. He's kept control of the top completely. Look at the map now. Red team only have a rec point and a power point, not even noded. That is the massive turnaround we've seen. Space Marines just powering through the late game. This Apothecary just done so well with those Purification Vials. It's forced off the Banshees time and time again. These double Devastators now he has. It's going to be a massive pain in the ass for them to push. Avatar, a super heavy infantry super unit which passively buffs nearby allies, as do those Seer Council, by the way. So SuperHooper has some awesome passive buffs going on. 153, 235, helping out these Banshees greatly if they're close enough. Are they going to push bottom? Looks like they are. We do have a D cannon. They need some more of these, I think. There's the Singularity, tossing things around and damaging them quite a lot. It's a really awesome ability, and now that sets up the push. And down go the Plasma Cannon Devastators, I think. Do they? Not quite. There's a time field nicely placed. None of this stuff can fire now and has reduced movement. 153, 228. An awesome push from the Eldar. Set it up beautifully with that Singularity and pushed at the same time, which was important. The Force Squad goes down as well. Banshees get away. Here are some Assault Terminators though, so we might see some Lightning Claws here. They're going after the Fire Prism. Are they? Oh, one of them didn't teleport. That was pretty unlucky. Getting some rear armits, can they? Smack. Smack. They're going to finish this thing off, I think. Yes, they are. Really, really weird pathing. Really weird pathing, but there is the Levitation Field, and Seer Council are smacking it on them pretty hard here. Warlock's also there. Seer Council down to 4 models. Terminators use their teleports and need to run back here. Farseer. Still not seen her use Spiritual Right. She must have used it. Time field now. Now I think only the Farseer can attack in the time field. Can we see if this is true? Seems to be true. No, the Warlock can as well. I thought it prevented allies from attacking. Whoa. A really nice Eldritch, almost finishing off those Terminators, but they are able to teleport away just about. 79, 228, a 2-to-1 cap for the Eldar. Massive engagement here. Is that Dark Reapers getting shots in, but they're forced off by our Hell Fury. And look at this Grey Knight Force. It's very bright red Grey Knight Force, easily able to force off the Eldar there. That is scary. That is so scary. What are you going to do against that? It's a halberd in there as well. He needs lots of Dark Creepers and Walk Spiders and stuff to just outrange and pound on all this heavy armor. Stoneguard Veterans level 3 for Classy Brother Captain David, and a Land Raid Redeemer on the field. Should help them greatly securing bottom. This thing allows you to reinforce, has a Health Regen aura, also allows you to retreat back to it, so it gives you amazing field presence. 62, 228, not to mention some pretty gnarly close range weapons. We have these 2 Flamestone Cannons, Twin Linked Assault Cannon, and a Multi-Melter on top, and the awesome Frag Assault. All of the things the Redeemer brings to the table. Level 3 Walk Spider Exarch. Boom with a Seer Council, but not a whole lot else after losing that Fire Prism too. Some very questionable pathing. Force Commander running after stuff. He's level 5. Done well, seeing as he was down for like most of tier 1. There's a time field again. There's such an annoying ability. Is that an Eldritch Storm or a Singularity? I think it's a Singularity. And it catches a lot of stuff there, including the allied units. The Seer Council it was. Lightning Claw Terminator is now up on the field for Cultured Boy, and he's being really aggressive going after the D-Cannon. This thing's gonna wipe. Phoenix not paying attention, does get away. Wow, 20 hit points. One more touch, one more dirty look from these Terminators and that thing would have gone down. 48, 208, 2-to-1 cap for blue team. They are holding on here, but here comes SuperHooper. It might be very, very important, these top engagements. If one of these players can get both naturals and force one of his allies to, one of his enemies I should say, to come up and support his ally, that could open up the bottom to a big push. We'll see how it goes. That is the dynamic of the arena map. It's really important to make the decision when and if you support the top. Look at the damage from those Dark Reapers on the Strike Squad. Avatar of Cain with the Wailing Doom. Smack. Paladins. Have they used their teleport? If they have, they're in a lot of trouble here, and I think they have. Dark Creepers and Howling Banshees are going to finish them off. That is the curse of the Terminator variant. If your teleport is on cooldown, you are pretty much boned in a situation like that. 48, 171. Big losses then for RAZBEG. Here's Granite Terminators, Purgation and Interceptors, so he lost his Strat Squad as well. There's a lot of resources though, could drop a... no he can't. I think he needs 350 red to drop the Land Raider Crusader. 48, 160. Cultured Boy with the Predator tank on the way. D cannon, double D, triple D cannons even. Oh, one go. Oh, there's another one back here. There were 4 D cannons at the bottom, I can count. But now there's 3. It's like Sesame Street. 48, 148. How many D cannons are there? Oh, there's one up here for SuperHooper as well. Granite Terminators also have an Incinerator, which is painful for those Banshees. Look how much damage it's doing to them. And there's an advanced healing from the Apothecary. So he's given up usage of his stims at the moment. The Banshees do get away though. This is a full support here from Classy Brother Captain David. So can the Eldar use this opportunity to push bottom? There's still Oh, the Land Raider Redeemer's in like the middle of the map to act as a retreat point mainly. Not going to do a lot in combat there. We do have double Predator tanks bottom, Devastators, Scouts, that Force Commander and blue team are pushing across the top, trying to get a triple cap here. Phoenix and Boom just kind of capitulating at the bottom. The massive amounts of durability from Space Marine Tier 2 and Tier 3 paying them in good stead at the bottom. Some nice ability usage, some good war gear choices. Level 6 Farseer, level 8 Warlock. The Apothecary is level 6, so he has his level 5 heal, which is really important and powerful. Avatar going after these Interceptors. Smack does massive amounts of splash damage, heavy melee as you'd expect. Interceptors able to teleport away. I don't think those Banshees are going to catch them, no way, no. Avatar now having to back away from the Brother Captain because he has that halberd. Blue team looking very secure at the bottom though. And a GG from Boom, he doesn't think they can come back into this. 48, 84, down goes that D-cannon, there we go. How many D-cannons have been lost in this game? About 5, I think. 48, 77. Maybe it's not over. Eldar are taking both the naturals here. Are going to take this as well? Land Raider Redeemer is top. See some Vanguard veterans as well. First company Assault Marines with power melee weapons, Lightning Claw, Thunderhammer and 2 power swords. You can swap that Thunderhammer for a power fist as well. And there's the 2-to-1 for the Eldar. 46-74. They're not out of this yet. Double Dark Creepers from Phoenix. Where are they though? They are there. What is Boom up to? Maybe he should just come top and stop trying to push bottom. Is this a mistake from Cultured Boy? He's taking both of his Predator tanks top, it looks like. Warlock is forced off. He should keep his Predator tank down there now. He's still coming up though. That was a time field. See Council using their ranged psychic attacks. I wonder what kind of damage those do. Not a lot to those Terminators, that's for sure. See Council backing away now. D-cannon getting shots in. Here's the Avatar from SuperHooper coming bottom, trying to lead the charge here to retake this contested VP. And there's... oh, it's not working on the Force Commander because he's using Battle Cry. That was pretty unlucky. And there's the Spirit Stone Seal. There we go, we saw it. Avatar in a bit of trouble here. There's a Lightning Claw Terminators slashing at your shins, sir. Look at the damage. That is unbelievable. You need to run the hell away. Stop using your abilities and just run. Force Commander will be taken out. Smack. Look how slow that attack animation is from the Avatar. How is nothing able to dodge that in combat? Farseer level 6, almost level 7 gets away. And blue team retain the bottom quite nicely. Whoops, Rex up, teleporting in to disrupt. Devastators, well, doesn't achieve a whole lot else. Red team are holding a natural barely. There's a Dire Avenger squad guarding it. D-cannon also covering it. Purgation level 4 do have their side cannons and they retake that power. 32-28, 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. How much resources Brother Captain David had. He is almost maxed out completely on his pop cap. There's nothing else he can purchase. Massive engagement here. 32-20. Singularity goes off. We have Lightning Claw Terminators going after Seer Council, but there's the Levitation Field and an Orbital Bombardment as well. Terminators with their flamer convincing the Warlock to leave. Can they finish off these Terminators? Surely they can. Farseer needs to use her heal. Almost finishing off those Terminators. 91 hit points. The Orbital Bombardment goes off. 32-6. And the blue team are going to take this game. Or are they? Something is decapping a natural. It's Howling Banshees. Well, here comes a Land Raider Redeemer. And about a million other things. So they are going to retake their natural surely and take this game. Valiant effort though from the Eldar players. Boom just losing too much. He lost like 78 D cannons, I think. Yes, he did, SuperHooper. He lost all of it. He lost all your... Yes, he did. Yeah, probably wasn't a good idea, was it, to keep getting D cannons when there were Vanguard veterans and double Terminators and a teleporting force commander, but he kept doing it, and there is the game 2-1 for blue team. Lots of awesome action, great stuff. Really big shift in the game in kind of mid tier 2 when those purification vials were just doing so much work in those big engagements. Really nice usage from Brother Captain. Finished the game though with Anointed Power Axe, Armored Apothecarian and improved medical equipment. Just went straight up support at the end with that advanced healing, trying to use it as much as he could. Brother Captain level 5 Halberd, Aegis, Unending Purge. Finished the game with double Paladins and Terminators. And he lost the Paladin squad, I think. Didn't he? Yeah, he did. That's nuts. Force Commander level 7, Thunderhammer, Artificer, Teleporter Pack. Warp Speeder Exarch level 4. I think struggled to make a massive impact at the top, which you wouldn't expect because of his teleportation. Blue team just had this power for a really long time, which helped them get back into the game pretty much, because this power was bashed and bashed and bashed and not rebuilt. Phoenix level 8. Merciless Switchblade, Champion's Robe, Warp Throw. Didn't really see a really good Warp Throw. And boom, Farseer with Gravity Blade. I still think Doombringer would have been a more solid choice. Might have got a wipe on one of those Assault Marines earlier. Armory Assyrian and Spirit Stones. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.